The world of nature is full of mysteries and mysteries. Where fire and water, heat and cold are not opposites to each other, but are part of the same system. Sometimes a fire rises from the inside of the snow, sometimes the sky suddenly rains thunder in the hot summer, and sometimes the sea brings its hidden secrets to the shore. These scenes surprise humans at the same time and also make us feel its helplessness. In today's video, we will show you a few natural wonders of the world that seem unbelievable to look at, but are actually there, and which prove that the mysteries of nature never end. First of all, let's talk about a scene that mixes the concept of water and fire, but in a completely different way. You must have heard about volcanoes, which produce fire and lava. But there is also a place in the state of New York where an ice volcano is formed. In the Leisure State Park of New York, you get to see this unique game of nature. We usually see that hurricanes or water fountains throw water from the ground into the air. But in the winter season, something strange happens here. When it gets cold and the temperature drops below zero, a natural flood of water in this park begins to freeze. Interestingly, this freezing of water takes on a creepy shape, which looks exactly like a mountain or a volcano. The pressure of water remains constant in the frozen ice, and in the form of a flood, it keeps coming up. This scene looks like lava is boiling from the inside of an ice mountain. But instead of lava, there is cold water here. At times, this water comes out of the ground even when it is hot, which is why it does not freeze even in severe cold. This snowy plain, which people call an ice volcano, is usually 25 to 50 feet high. But in 2015, it froze to more than 50 feet. This place has now become a very attractive place for tourists. When people got to know about this place through the internet and social media, people flock to this place. People come from far to see this natural wonder, and make pictures with this snowy ice volcano to preserve their memories. This is a species of nature that tells us how water and weather can create many wonders. Friends, where nature surprises us with its beauty, at times, its amazing form also appears, which makes us realize its weakness. Something similar happened in the Russian city of Novosibirsk on July 12, 2014. It was a hot summer day, and people were on the beach to celebrate the holiday. The temperature was about 40 degrees centigrade, which is considered to be very hot. People were bathing in the water, when suddenly the weather took a terrible turn. As soon as the weather changed, the cold winds started blowing. This change was so sudden that no one got a chance to handle it. The temperature suddenly dropped from 40 degrees to 20 degrees. And then what happened was no less than the scene of a Bollywood movie. Suddenly, the clouds began to rain from the sky. These were not ordinary clouds, but their size was so large that they could injure any person severely. The people on the beach, who were enjoying the heat a while ago, were now running here and there to save their lives. This scene was so scary that the trees began to fall from the roots, and the roofs of the houses began to fly in the air. The people on the beach had no place to hide. Some people put umbrellas on their heads to save their lives, and some thought it was healthy to dive in the water. This incident can be clearly seen in the videos that when nature changes its course, how helpless a person becomes. Even the city administration did not have time to warn the public. This incident is considered one of the most dangerous and sudden natural events in history, which reminds us that we cannot trust the weather. Dear friends, now let's go to Antarctica, which is the world's largest and most desolate planet. There is a glacier here that scares people at first sight. It is called a blood falls. In the Taylor Valley of eastern Antarctica, a red substance is seen flowing through the white ice, which looks like fresh blood. For many years, scientists and experts were also surprised at where is this blood-like substance coming from in this snowy area. At first, it was thought that perhaps there is a substance that is reddening the color of the water. But after researching, another fact was revealed. Actually, Hundreds of thousands of years ago, a salty water lake was submerged under this glacier. The amount of salinity in the water of that lake was very high, and at the same time, there was a lot of iron in it. Because this water was submerged under the glacier, it could not freeze. Now when this water comes out of the cracks in the glacier and comes in contact with the oxygen in the air, the iron present in it turns red. Just like if you leave something made of iron open in the air, it turns red. This chemical reaction gives this water a blood-like red color. This water continues to flow, and continues to fall into the present lake. The temperature of this place is negative up to 15 degrees, but despite this, the salinity in the water does not allow it to freeze. For scientists, this was the most surprising thing, that life is also present in this water, which is deprived of extreme cold and oxygen. For millions of years, some such microorganisms have been living who have determined themselves according to this difficult environment. This place is a treasure trove of research for scientists because it helps them understand how life can flourish in the harsh environment of other planets other than the Earth. Friends, the world of the sea also hides thousands of secrets within itself. In the province of Newfoundland, Canada, every year in the month of June, a strange incident occurs which is called the Caprian roll. Caprian is a small silver-colored fish which usually lives in the depths of the sea in the form of groups. But once a year, they head to the shore in millions of crores. To see this scene, locals and tourists gather on the shores. What happens is that with the waves of the sea, these fish come on the sand in huge numbers. The shore is separated from these shiny fish for miles. It feels like someone has laid a silver floor. This process continues for about a month. In this system of nature, everything is connected to each other. When these fish come to the shore, there are whales behind them and millions of seabirds also come. And this time is no less than a feast for these hunters. Whales and birds fill their stomachs and hunt these small fish. But the question is, why do these fish put themselves in danger like this? According to experts, these fish aim for the sand on the shore to lay eggs. This is a natural way to increase their progeny. But unfortunately, the fast waves do not allow them to return to the sea and they get stuck on the sand. Humans also do not hesitate to take advantage of this opportunity. People catch these fish with the help of buckets and nets. These are so many that no special skill is required to catch them. Just raise your hand and they are picked up. This incident of the Caprian roll is a great example of the cycle of life and death and the cycle of nature. G2 viewers, we hope that by knowing about these natural wonders, your knowledge must have increased and you must have visited these unique corners of the world at home. Which of these incidents surprised you the most or scared you the most? Do let us know in the comments. Inshallah, see you in the next video. Till then, take good care of yourself.